Hello friends, everyone welcome to the new channel of AbinuzVlog because the old channel was hacked a couple of days before. Anyway, we are not going to stop. Let's get started. The war will end, the leaders will shake their hands. The old woman will keep waiting for their martyred son. That girl will wait for their beloved husband, and those children will wait for their heroic father. I don't know who sold our homeland, but I know who paid the price. The war on Ukraine by Russia continues, and this poem by Mahmoud Darwish is becoming true. When you see the news flash on your TV screens, they may try to show you the number like a tally count or a cricket score. So many Ukrainians died, so many Russians were killed. But here, I'd like to remind you that lives are at stake here. The people that are dying in the war are people like you and me. They have parents and children, they have hobbies and dreams. And now these people have departed from this world forever. On Monday, Ukrainian's ambassador to the United Nations read some text messages in the General Assembly sent by a Russian soldier to his mother. A Ukrainian soldier took the text messages from his phone after the Russian soldier was killed. Mama, I'm in Ukraine. There is a real war raging here. I'm afraid. We are bombing all of the cities together, even targeting civilians. We were told that they would welcome us, and they are falling under our armored vehicles, throwing themselves under the wheels and not allowing us to pass. They call us fascists. Mama, this is so hard. And then the soldier dies in the war. Before giving you the updates on this war, it is important to tell you these things. Friends, because our media is presenting this entire situation like an entertainment in the greed for TRP. They are using footages of video games for giving you the updates. These news channels are trying to inflame the fire. These are the same people that treat a war like a celebration. We have won like crazy. Such insensitivity is abandoned. That's why I want you to look at this war from a human perspective, from humanity's perspective. The people who are losing their lives here, this war, don't let it be normalized in your mind.
Deadly Russian onslaught in Ukraine appears to be intensifying this Wednesday, targeting the country's largest cities.
As Russian commanders intensified their bombardment of Ukrainian urban areas, Russian forces attacked a television tower in Kiev.
Satellite images appear to show a 60-kilometer convoy of military vehicles approaching from the north of the city.
The Russian Defense Ministry warned residents in Kiev to leave their homes, saying that Russia would also strike sites belonging to Ukraine's security service.
It has been more than a week since the invasion began, and each day Ukraine is losing more area to the Russian occupation. Even though the invasion wasn't as quick as the Russians had expected, the defense from the Ukrainians that they are facing is much more than they could have estimated. Still, if you look at this map, in comparison to the last few days, Russia has occupied even more area in Ukraine. Russia's defense ministry claims that the city of Kherson in South Ukraine is now entirely under Russian occupation. French President Macron has said that Putin should not attack the civilian infrastructure or the civilians, but Putin replied that he isn't interested in attacking civilians and that he is attacking the military locations only, that he is fighting the military only. He said that he has no enmity towards the Ukrainians and that they won't be attacked. But like Putin's other promises, this turned out to be false too. Russia has claimed that they are using precision-guided weapons, the weapons that attacks the targets only. But Amnesty International's Crisis Evidence Lab watched the digital evidence, the photos, videos and satellite imagery, and they found that this wasn't true. The investigation found that the weapons that are being used, 9M79 Tochka ballistic missiles, it is a missile that often misses its target by a half kilometer. If this missile is used anywhere in a city where people live, and if it keeps missing the target by a half kilometer occasionally, many civilians would lose their lives. And we can see that the same thing happening on 24th February. A ballistic missile fell near a hospital building in Donetsk. 4 civilians were killed because of it. in Kharkiv, several residential areas were attacked, causing the death of 8 civilians. Additionally, many Russian missiles and rockets have hit Kharkiv's Freedom Square, Opera House, Concert Hall, and even on government offices. In the capital of Kyiv, 2 missiles hit the TV tower. It was the tallest building in the city. 5 people were killed. These missiles also hit the Holocaust memorial nearby. This was the situation of a road in Kyiv after the missile hit it. You can see a Domino's outlet in the background. Overall, according to the Health Ministry of Ukraine, more than 350 civilians were killed, including 14 children. This was the figure on Sunday. By now, this figure would have risen by a lot. If we get back to the situation in Ukraine, the Ukrainian President Zelensky is at the forefront for this war.
Ми тут, наші військові тут, громадяни суспільства тут, всі ми тут. Захищаємо нашу незалежність, нашу державу. І так буде й далі.
The USA had offered to evacuate him and take him to a safe place, but he turned them down. He said that he would remain in Kyiv and would fight this war till the end to protect his country. Several videos popped up in which Ukrainians are standing in front of the Russian military vehicles to block them. They are physically stopping them from entering without any weapons. Zelensky has even applied for Ukrainians' membership in European Union. It would take a lot of time, but it is being called as a symbolic move, showing that Ukrainians want to be a part of European Union. According to the latest opinion polls, 70% of Ukrainians want to be a part of European Union and NATO. Interestingly, before 2014, before Russia's invasion of Crimea, this number was completely inverted. Only 30% of Ukrainians actually wanted to be a part of NATO and the European Union. The people supported Putin argued that Putin did this because NATO was creeping up to it, and that Putin wants to stop Ukraine from being a part of NATO at any cost. But after starting this war, more and more Ukrainians are favoring joining NATO. They want to join NATO even more. If this was Putin's purpose, he has failed miserably at that. Ukrainians treated Russians as brothers, but after the situation, the Ukrainians are now filled with hatred towards Russians, toward Putin. Many people claim that Putin wants the Soviet Union back together. He wants to build an undivided Russia. They ask, what's wrong with it? I'm saying to you that basically there can be 2 ways to build any undivided nation. One is by invading the other country and occupying it totally. But the problem with it is that the people living there are filled with hatred towards the invading country. You may occupy the land, but the hearts of people would never open up for you. Once the use of such an undivided Russia, where even Ukraine becomes a part of it, the Ukrainians living there hate Russians. They hate the Russian government very much. For forcing them to submit, it is next to impossible to succeed in this by forcing one's will. The second option is talking peacefully with the other country, to collaborate, to work together. And then those people of their free will would want to union with you. If Russia was truly interested in building an undivided Russia, they could have adopted this approach. They could have had peaceful talks for creating a harmonious relationship between the 2 countries, to create a Russian union. That's why the Dalai Lama had famously said, war is never the answer. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Don't forget to subscribe this channel, like this video and share it with your friends.